Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt that time is passing faster than you'd like? Perhaps those fine lines have started to appear, or you simply don't feel the same energy as before. Does time seem to be speeding up? As the years go by, it's common to notice signs of aging in both body and mind. Wrinkles, fatigue, and that feeling that we no longer have the same vitality as before. But what if I told you there are 7 hidden foods, used widely in ancient times, that can help reduce the effects of aging, bringing back that sense of vitality? These foods, though simple, are true treasures hidden by nature. It's not about magic formulas or empty promises, but about using ancient wisdom to take care of your body naturally and effectively. Before we start, if you're already subscribed to the channel, leave a like with the confidence that this content will be transformative. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel because every week I bring videos that can really take your life to the next level. Many people fail to reach their dreams and goals because they can't stop procrastinating, which is why I'm offering my ebook, Overcome Procrastination with Stoic Philosophy, the ultimate guide to success. To download it, it's simple. Just click on the link in the first pinned comment. Let's start by talking about ancient wisdom and longevity. I'd like to introduce you to Don Vicente, a figure shrouded in mystery and wisdom. Imagine a man who dedicated his entire life to connecting with nature, a true healer and philosopher. He didn't just cure illnesses, he also understood the secret to living a long and healthy life. And the most incredible part? These secrets are available to all of us, if we know where to look. Don Vicente is the kind of person who inspires respect at first glance. He's that wise figure you find in ancient stories, a guardian of knowledge passed down through generations. But don't think he's someone beyond our reach. On the contrary, the beauty of his wisdom lies in its simplicity, in what we can do in our everyday lives. According to him, the key to longevity isn't in miracle products or modern technologies, but in something we often overlook: the foods the earth provides us. I know, it might sound a little contradictory. In an era where everything revolves around pills and fad diets, Don Vicente teaches us that the answer is in returning to our roots. And it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? After all, if we look at our ancestors, we'll see they lived simply, eating what nature offered. And curiously, they led more balanced and longer lives. He always told me something that I carry with me to this day: nature is never in a hurry, but everything happens in its own time. And that phrase always resonates with me when I think about how we're constantly seeking shortcuts. We want quick results, whether it's for our health, appearance, or well-being. But what Don Vicente teaches us is that we need to learn to align ourselves with the natural rhythm of things, eat mindfully, connect with what's real, and above all, respect our bodies. Now think for a moment. How would it feel to truly connect with what you eat for just 1 week? Have you ever stopped to consider how your diet directly influences your aging process? Don Vicente always said that our eating habits are like seeds we plant today to reap tomorrow. And he was right. After all, the Roman philosopher Seneca said, "Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant." This applies directly to how we care for our bodies. If we follow the path of nature, we're led towards a longer, fuller life. But if we ignore those signs, the consequences inevitably follow. Throughout his life, Don Vicente discovered foods that not only nourish the body, but almost magically slow down the effects of aging. These are simple foods, often forgotten on our shelves or overlooked because they seem too common. But that's where the secret lies. It's in nature's simplicity that we find the most powerful answers. When I began following Don Vicente's advice, I noticed profound changes in both my body and mind. I'm not just talking about having more energy or feeling more motivated. I'm talking about a true transformation. My body began to respond in ways I never thought possible. It's as if I were reconnecting with something that had always been there but had been forgotten. So now I ask you, what are you doing today to take care of your future? Are the foods you consume helping you live longer and better? I know that often the rush of daily life makes us forget to take care of ourselves, but the truth is, it's never too late to start. You can make that change now. Small adjustments to your diet can result in extra years of life, and with a quality you might not even imagine. I invite you to reflect on this. What Don Vicente taught me changed my life, and I believe it can change yours too. And what if you could discover these hidden foods that, for centuries, have been used to reduce the effects of aging? Would you be willing to take that step? Now, I'd love to hear from you. How are you taking care of your health? Have you tried making changes to your diet and noticed the results? Leave your comment. I'd love to hear about your experience, and who knows, maybe together we can learn even more from this ancient wisdom. Shall we continue this conversation in the comments? Stay tuned, because in the next sections, I'll be sharing those foods that can transform your life. But before we go on, remember, longevity begins with conscious choices, and that decision is in your hands. Now that you've learned a little about Don Vicente's ancient wisdom and how nature can guide us towards longevity, it's time to discover something even more fascinating: the foods capable of regenerating the body and mind. What if I told you that the secret to a longer, healthier life could lie in simple things that might already be in your kitchen? That's right. Foods that, when consumed correctly, help keep our youth intact for much longer. Let's talk about youth foods. These are foods with such powerful properties that they seem almost magical. And the best part? They're not complicated at all to include in your daily life. Don Vicente always said that the power of youth lies in the small details, and what you eat is one of those crucial details. Starting with turmeric, which you may already know but might still underestimate. This golden spice, used for centuries in traditional medicine, has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties that help fight cellular aging. Incorporating turmeric into your meals is like giving your body extra armor against the passage of time. What I love most about turmeric is its versatility. You can add it to soups, teas, or even juices, always ensuring you're doing something positive for your body. Another great ally of longevity is green tea. Don Vicente used to prepare this drink every morning, always with the calm of someone who knows what they're doing. Green tea is known for being rich in catechins, substances that protect our cells from free radicals, helping to prevent damage that leads to premature aging. What I love about green tea is that it not only takes care of the body, but also the mind. It improves focus, concentration, and even brings a sense of calm. Perfect for starting or ending the day. Now, if there's one ingredient that should never be missing from your daily routine, it's extra virgin olive oil. This liquid gold, as Don Vicente liked to call it, is a true fountain of youth. Rich in monounsaturated fats and antioxidants, olive oil protects the heart, keeps the skin healthy, and helps reduce inflammation in the body. Incorporating olive oil into your diet will not only add more flavor to your meals, but also ensure you're nourishing your body in the best possible way. Elderberry, perhaps a name not too common in your diet, but it should be. This plant, used for centuries by different cultures, has incredible regenerative properties. Elderberry is one of the most potent natural sources of vitamin C, essential for strengthening the immune system and keeping the skin looking younger. Additionally, it helps in cellular regeneration, which is key to maintaining the body's vitality over the years. And of course, we can't forget about walnuts. These small wonders of nature are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for brain and heart health. Walnuts help reduce inflammation, improve cognitive function, and even protect against degenerative diseases. Furthermore, studies show that regular walnut consumption is associated with longevity. So if you're looking for a healthy snack that also contributes to a longer life, walnuts are an excellent choice. Now I ask you, which of these foods is already part of your daily routine? Do you have the habit of consuming turmeric, green tea, olive oil, elderberry, or walnuts? I'd love to know how these foods feature in your life. And who knows, we could exchange some ideas on how to maximize their effects on our bodies. And if you haven't yet incorporated these foods into your diet, I challenge you to try. For a week, experiment by adding these regenerative foods to your meals and observe how your body and mind respond. I bet you'll be surprised by the results. Share with me in the comments what you think of this idea, and let's continue this journey together. Who knows? In the coming weeks, you might become a living example of Don Vicente's ancient wisdom, reaping the rewards of a healthier and more vibrant life. Now that you know some of the powerful foods that can help regenerate your body and mind, let's delve even deeper into something that goes beyond just eating. The true secret to youth isn't only physical, but lies in a deep balance between body, mind, and spirit. This balance is what truly keeps us young, and it is only achieved through conscious practices and a connection with nature. Don Vicente, in all his wisdom, always told me, youth is a state of being, not just appearance. This made me realize that while we care for our bodies, we mustn't forget to care for our minds and spirits as well. The body is like the earth. It needs to be nourished and cared for. But if we don't also water our roots, the mind and spirit, true vitality doesn't blossom. Let's start with the body, our temple. Keeping the body healthy is essential to prolonging our youth. But here's the truth. It's no use consuming the best foods or doing the best exercises if there's no full awareness of what we're doing. Don Vicente taught that we must connect with our bodies in every movement, in every breath. When we practice physical activities, for example, we shouldn't just be exercising, but rather living the exercise. Be present, feel each muscle, thank the body for all it provides us. This kind of mindful practice helps not only to keep the body in shape, but to cultivate a deeper connection with ourselves. Now, let's move on to the mind, which is often neglected. Mental youth is just as important as physical youth. And what do I mean by this? The mind is like a garden. If you don't tend to it, weeds, negative thoughts, and stress will take over. Simple practices like meditation, or even moments of reflection outdoors, can bring a huge sense of balance. When we stop to observe our thoughts, we begin to realize how often we let the rush of life mentally age us. Don Vicente always spoke to me about the importance of calming the waters of the mind, because, just like a lake, when the waters are still, we can clearly see the bottom. And it's the same with our thoughts. When the mind is at peace, we can access our inner wisdom and make choices more aligned with our essence. And we mustn't forget the spirit. Spiritual youth is that inner flame that keeps us alive, drives us, and gives us purpose. Connecting with the spirit is something deeply personal, but it can be done in simple ways, through practices that connect us with something greater, whether it's nature, silence, or a belief that strengthens us. Don Vicente believed that the spirit is the bridge connecting the body to the mind, and it is this union that keeps us truly young. For him, walking barefoot on the earth, feeling the energy of the trees, or simply watching the sunset were ways to replenish the spirit. When we connect with nature, we are connecting with what is most pure and ancient within us. You might ask, how can I achieve this balance? How do I unite care for the body, peace of mind, and spiritual strength? The answer lies in mindful practice. Every day we can set aside small moments to reconnect with ourselves, whether through a meal prepared with attention, a walk outdoors, a meditation at dawn, or even a simple pause to breathe deeply and give thanks. These small actions, when done consistently, create a huge impact on our well-being and, as a result, on our youth. I challenge you to try this. Set aside some time to listen to your body, calm your mind, and nourish your spirit. You'll realize that true youth isn't something that fades with time, but rather something we can nurture and expand. In the upcoming topics, we'll continue exploring how we can live fully, nurturing both our inner and outer youth. Don't leave the video just yet. We're already halfway through the video. If you've made it this far, please leave your like so I can bring more content like this in the future. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share is something few people know, but that makes all the difference in achieving truly impactful results. Now that we understand how the balance between body, mind, and spirit is essential for maintaining youth, let's talk about something even more practical. How to bring this ancient wisdom into our modern daily lives. Because let's be honest, amidst the rush of today's world, applying these concepts can seem difficult, right? But here's the good news. With small adjustments to our daily habits, it's perfectly possible to live more consciously and healthily, ensuring a long life full of vitality. Don Vicente always emphasized the importance of adapting without losing the essence of what is natural. He would say that the secret is not to follow tradition to the letter, but to learn from it and apply it to the reality we live in. And this makes a lot of sense, because in a world where most people eat processed products, applying these ancient practices can seem challenging, but it's not impossible. Let's start with a crucial point: replacing processed foods with natural ones. I know that often convenience is what drives us, and we end up choosing quick foods full of preservatives and additives, but have you ever stopped to think about how this directly affects your health and longevity? These foods, while convenient, end up harming our bodies in the long run. On the other hand, natural foods, those that come directly from the earth, are true allies of longevity. Think about how you can start making this transition gradually. For example, swapping white bread for wholemeal bread, or even opting for a meal that includes more fresh fruits and vegetables instead of processed foods. Small steps like this can have a huge impact on your health. What you eat today shapes your tomorrow, and the good news is that you have control over this. Another point Don Vicente always highlighted is moderation. He taught me that anything in excess can be harmful, even healthy foods. Balance is the key, and here's a truth he always repeated. It's not what you eat occasionally that makes the difference, but what you eat regularly. Moderation applies not only to the amount of food, but also to how you consume it. Eating slowly, savoring each bite, being present during meals are ways of honoring the food you're putting into your body. The practice of moderation also extends to our lifestyle. In a world that constantly pushes us towards excess, whether it's in consuming information, in work, or even in leisure, it's important to remember that simplicity and balance are the real secrets to longevity. We need to remind ourselves that rest and time for ourselves are just as important as anything else. Don Vicente used to say, "Live simply, and life will reward you." This doesn't mean giving up everything or living a radically minimalist life, but rather bringing the awareness into your routine that less can be more. Reducing the consumption of processed foods, focusing on moderation, and prioritizing moments of connection with what is natural are small habits that over time make a huge difference. If you're thinking, "But I don't have time for these changes," I understand you. Modern life pulls us in many directions. But, as Don Vicente taught, it's all about making small, consistent choices. Maybe you start by swapping just one meal for something more natural, or dedicating a few minutes of your day to walking outdoors and taking a deep breath. These small adjustments are seeds that, over time, will blossom into health, well-being, and longevity. And here's my invitation. How about starting today? Take the first step by replacing a processed food with a natural one in your next meal. Maybe swap that soda for water with lemon or choose a fruit instead of a sweet. Small changes made consistently can transform your health in the long run. Now tell me, what changes are you thinking of making in your daily life to live a healthier and more balanced life? Have you already started making these swaps? I'd love to hear more about your experiences and exchange ideas on how we can apply this ancient wisdom to modern life. In the next topic, we'll explore even more ways to bring ancestral practices into our everyday lives, in simple but extremely effective ways. Now that we've talked about applying ancient practices to modern life, let's dive into something even more fascinating: the cultural and philosophical stories that have shaped our knowledge of health and longevity over the centuries. We're not just talking about diets or habits, but wisdom that comes from myths and traditions of different cultures, such as Greek, Roman, and Norse, which interestingly align with modern discoveries. These ancient stories are not just legends or curiosities, but practical lessons we can use to improve our quality of life and live fully and healthily. Now that we've reached the end of this journey, let's remember something very important. True wisdom is not just in learning, but in applying. Everything we've discussed, from regenerative foods to the balance between body, mind, and spirit, to cultural and philosophical stories, is just the first step. What will truly transform your life is putting all this into practice. Don Vicente always used to tell me, nature gives us everything we need, but it's up to us to take advantage of it wisely. And that's the essence of today's message. We live in a world full of distractions and rush, but the key to a long and healthy life lies in seeking harmony, both with nature and with ourselves. We don't need great revolutions to change the course of our lives. Small steps, daily habits, and conscious choices make all the difference. Apply what you've learned today. Start with something simple. Maybe it's replacing a processed food with a natural one, or perhaps it's setting aside a few minutes of your day to reconnect with your body and mind. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is that you start. And above all, remember that balance is everything. It's no use focusing solely on the body and neglecting the mind, or caring for the mind and neglecting the spirit. True youth, the kind that stays with us throughout life, comes from balance in all areas. When we live in harmony, we become more resilient, happier, and of course, live longer. Now I want to challenge you to take action today. What will your first step be? What will you change in your routine to apply this knowledge and live in a healthier and more balanced way? Tell me in the comments. I want to know how you're going to put this wisdom into practice. Who knows, what you share here might inspire others to take that step too. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like so you can keep receiving content like this, which helps you live with more awareness and wisdom. We're on this journey together, and I can't wait to see the results you're going to achieve. Remember, the power is in your hands, and the decision to live better starts now. Let's seek balance and harmony with nature together, because that's where true youth resides. See you in the next video.